No need to apologize, Heavy. Razor, how come you usually leave the chat in sub mode? I have that video there, but let me explain. Let me explain. When I chose to go sub mode originally, I was 3/4 of the way through the 2-year live stream challenge. We live streamed every day from January 5th, 2012 to January 6th, 2014. And at that time, I was playing SimCity, and my channel went from having a couple thousand viewers to 12,000. And it was way more than I could handle, and I was frankly exhausted, and getting backseat gamed and verbally berated every night really got to me. So I decided to put the channel in sub-only mode for the first time, which I had always chosen as a last result for my channel. It's something I always wanted to avoid doing. After going sub-only, the community kind of really gelled together, and that's pretty much it. I will say going sub-only is the best thing I ever did mentally. At the time I chose to go sub-only, I was incredibly hesitant about the decision. I was really torn one way or another. And then you have, you know, hundreds of people giving you input saying, oh, it's a great thing for the channel, it's a great decision. Then you have other people saying, oh, you're a sellout, you just want money, so on and so forth. But I worked very, very hard to create this friendly community. And a lot of people came together to make it happen. And sub-only allows this really nice, friendly community to be stable and effective. In a perfect world, I would never use sub-only chat, but it's not a perfect world. People are jerks. There are plenty of fantastic people that cannot subscribe that lose out because of the feature. And for that, I'm sorry, but it is the internet. That is the reason. LethalFrag, will you ever stop streaming FTL? I don't see that in the near future, man. I love FTL. How many hours do you have in FTL? Like, 1,300. Pizza for dinner. Hey, Frag, do you have any advice for streamers just starting out? Have fun, man. Have fun with it. That's really the best advice I can give. It is literally the Wild West out there for content production for streamers. Make sure you're enjoying it. That's the big part. Does your mouth get dry from all the talking? Actually, during the 2-year live stream challenge, I went from being a very quiet, reserved person to talking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a night, and it really wrecked my voice, to be honest. But now I just don't even notice it. Are you going to stream Hotline Miami 2? Probably, but I like to space out my mature-rated games about a month apart. I try to generally keep my stream about PG-13, and I don't mind narrating mature games, but I don't like to do a lot of raunchy content right in a row. If you were a musician and not a streamer, what instrument would you perform on? Probably the drums. What command gives list game streams? There you go. Thank you, Ashley. Your glorious beard, working on mine. Only about 3 inches myself. Any advice to grow it out? Make sure you keep your face nice and clean is a big one. I honestly say take vitamins will help it grow as well. I use Honest Amish Beard Balm, which I just started using over the past couple of months. I think it's actually helped it grow. It's definitely helped the hair stay healthy. LethalFrag, what started your interest in cooking? For me, it was school forced me to take a class, made me want to do it more. My dad always had me help out in the kitchen, so I used to help make pancakes and eggs and things of that nature. And my grandfather was a very, very good cook. And he showed me a lot of stuff too, so I just kind of grew up around food. I kind of got to a point in my life where I had to like make a decision on what I wanted to do, so I chose culinary school and ran with it. What are your thoughts on the DX Racer chair, LethalFrag? There's a lot of streams using, but not you. It was uncomfortable for me, little gaming. That's all I can say. At what point in your streaming career did you wake up and feel like you had to worry about it? I still worry every day. Every day I worry about my content. Every day I worry about my content. However, not worrying so much about growing the channel. A little over halfway through last year, so 2.5+ years into being a content producer. Well, 3.5, but 2.5 being a streamer. LethalFrag, has your family always been supportive of the new media career, something they had to warm up to? My family is amazing. Let me say this. My parents had my back from day one. I wrote out a business plan when I decided to start becoming a streamer and wanted to do content production, and they had my back the entire way. Without my family, I would not be sitting here in front of you. I have the best family in the world, and they're super supportive of everything I've ever done. I love my family. My parents are the best. Of course I do, Daquin. I'm very good at remembering names. I have a very visual memory, so I remember most names from my chat. I want to thank you again for cooking with Frags. Absolutely changed my life. Nice! That's beautiful, One Bad Terran. Beautiful. Is there something you would have done differently with your channel? I mean, looking back, of course, there's tons of things I would have done differently, but frankly, it's really a growing experience as a content producer. I can look back and say, sure, I would have done stuff differently, but it doesn't matter because I was not capable of handling it that way at that time. No, it is not necessary to take culinary classes to get good at cooking, Rabilly. I 100% know. The best cooks I worked with in the industry were all self-taught. Really, culinary school lays down the base of knowledge for you. Everything else is all experience. It does help a lot, Random One. Having a family, like I said, if I didn't have the family I do, I would not be sitting in front of you here today. LethalFrag, what pinball machine would you get next if you're gonna get one soon? Guess we'll have to wait and find out. Do you remember the first game you streamed? Yes, the first game I ever streamed was Call of Duty Black Ops, followed by Dead Island, followed by a bunch of other stuff. Was there ever a point where you thought your stream wasn't going to work out? Sort of a rut, so to speak. I've been in tons and tons of ruts over my career. I've had points in my streaming career where I could barely get out of bed, let alone put on an entertaining show. Just had to do it. What's the most famous person you ever cooked? I cooked breakfast for Shooter McGavin once. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the effectiveness of your new organizational strategies? We're at about an 8.5 right now in Limey. There's always room for improvement. Always. That is correct. I am called LethalFrag because my original vision for my content, my original vision when I first started into content production was to show spawning frag grenades for Call of Duty. That was my content vision. I wanted to be a Call of Duty commentator. Look where we are now. LethalFrag, when did you realize you wanted to focus more on indie titles? Well, really, I kind of got put in that situation because Binding of Isaac did my channel so well when I first streamed it. By well, I mean I got 30 viewers instead of 15, and then it kind of gradually grew from there. I played that every day for almost 4 months. And then indie games just kind of became a rotation thing in my channel, and I really enjoyed them more than I did playing shooters. Is there a Twitch TV user inspired you to start streaming? No, Darker Soul, to be honest. I decided to do that by myself. Dutchy DC got me into streaming. He said, hey man, you gotta try this out. You know, if you enjoy making YouTube content, you should definitely try out streaming. I told him, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm good on YouTube. But he eventually got me to do it, and I loved it. So I just kind of ran from there. No, I didn't. Big Dabowski, no. I believe you got a 2-egg breakfast. Do you have eye problems being streaming for a long period of time? That is actually a myth. Looking at a computer screen does not hurt your eyes. especially if you stand up and take breaks. During my breaks, I always look at something far away and rest my eyes, but that is a complete myth that looking at a screen hurts your eyes. You can definitely develop eye strain if you sit too close to a screen for too long a period of time, but with regular breaks, there is no danger to your eyeballs from looking at a screen. Mr. Perv saying, hey Lethal, would you be interested in doing Dungeons & Dragons? Not at all. It's not for me. I've never played D&D. Much respect to those that do, but it's not for me. No favorites when it comes to food, Saw Fang. I like a great many things. Hello, Jaime. LethalFrag, I find my content is getting a bit stale, boring, repetitive. Have you ever felt this way? God, yes, I have. What'd you do to overcome it, if you have? Any other thoughts and advice, man? The subject, really push your boundaries. I mean, hello, Jaime. You have a successful channel and everything. It can be very hard to break away from your norm because you know your norm's going to work for you. You know your norm's going to pay your bills and everything. You got to find a way to push your boundaries in some way, shape, or form. Whether it be making the decision that I'm going to play this game tonight. I know it's not going to do me very well, but I'm just going to do it and enjoy it. It's kind of like I was really like pigeonholed into playing only Binding of Isaac for a long time, and it was really hard to get out of that. Though streaming it brought in the numbers and stuff, it was really it was kind of soul crushing to realize that I couldn't play anything else and feel like I was having growth, but that wasn't the truth. Those little times where I felt like I was having a horrible show because I was getting less viewers, I actually gained some viewers for life because they never would have came to my channel to watch me play Isaac. LethalFrag, are you in a relationship? Yes, I am. Yeah, no problem. It's a tough situation. I don't know. I've definitely been in many ruts like that where you're like, you don't want to play anything else because, you know, I don't know. It's tough. I honestly think that streaming and content production is like 90% mental, and it's so easy to get wrapped up in your own head and think that you're doing something wrong when really, just have some fun. LethalFrag, will you ever shave? Probably not. Frankly, we grew out the beard for 2 years as part of the 2-year live stream challenge, and the beard is kind of part of my brand and my image, so I actually think shaving my beard would be, in many ways, detrimental to my content. I also have Silly Beard Day in the books now, so that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Well, if you can get over the mental hurdle, I think you'll be surprised that if you just choose, you say, I'm going to have a good time with this tonight, and forget everything else. You might be pleasantly surprised. Do you really think it'd be detrimental content? Yes, I do. 100%, man. Absolutely. Well, I can tell you what one of the most embarrassing things I did was this highlight right here, that match highlight. Is it myth or true that all great streamers have great beards? Complete myth. Facial hair does not increase your ability to stream, they just look good. Do you normally talk in your casting voice? It's certainly changed since you first started. I mean, if I'm just having a conversation with somebody, usually not. That being said, my voice is not different in real life. I just project more when I'm broadcasting. Because if I don't project more when I'm broadcasting, I lose my voice. LethalFrag, did you ever feel your community was getting a little toxic when you first started streaming? Okay, when I first started streaming, I set a standard of excellence, and I banned anybody that was not willing to conform to that standard. Now, I feel when I first started out streaming, I was way too rough on my rules and stuff, but I knew exactly what I wanted, which was a friendly, non-confrontational chat environment. We got there. In my first 2 years of streaming, I believe we had 3,800 bans on my channel. I mean, you know, there's his personal. What are your long-term plans for content production? You see the skills you're developing here translating to, say, video production, perhaps a host personality. Honestly, Nobi, I try to take things one day at a time. I am perfectly content producing content, and I'm sure I could do it for a very long time to come. But you always keep your options open. Would you say casting has made you more sociable with everyday situations? I don't have everyday situations anymore. Here's the truth about being a content producer and being self-employed. I don't have any friends. I don't have time for friends right now, nor do I really want any, to be honest. I have my daughter, I have girlfriend, I have my content, and that is my everyday situation. I leave the house about once a week. I never go out to the bar, I don't hang out with people, I just just do my thing. All I do is produce content, and that's all I want to do. The streaming as regular as you do have any effect on how much you enjoy playing them outside this? I don't play any games off stream anymore. Really, for me, it's about entertainment. I certainly enjoy playing video games, very much so. But my hobby of video games became my job, so it's not a hobby for me anymore to play games. Results in the pinball vote, we'll be playing Star Trek Next Generation Pinball tomorrow. Enjoy your burrito. What do you do off stream? Daughter, girlfriend, content production. That's it. Do you consider yourself a workaholic? Yes, but I've definitely got myself in a good schedule where I have my life in balance. While I very much enjoy my work and I'm very passionate about it, I make sure to make time for family and relationships on top of that. Wartho27, little hand to you, friend. Welcome, the Dapper. From one streamer to another, do you think it's possible for me to produce decent content, even though I work full-time, will go to school now part-time? Of course it is. Maybe you can't produce as much decent content, but certainly you can. Hockey God, little hand to you, friend. Welcome to the Dapper. The lurker since day 50. When you first started out, it's pretty awkward. I'm happy to see how much things have grown. Thank you, Necroid. Appreciate it. Do you think an original image for your channel is better or taking an icon better? I don't know. I don't know. That's really up to you. What streaming program do you use? I use OBS for everything that I can. I use XSplit for pinball broadcasting because you can rotate images in XSplit. If OBS ever gets the ability to rotate images the same way, I will use that for everything. Do you have any plans? Want to appear on stuff like Draw Frames or guest on any other streamer show? Not really. I'm like a one-man wolf pack. Not against doing interviews and stuff like that, but really, I don't want to collab with people. Is the amount of time you spend producing content affect your ability to cook regularly? Absolutely, Digital Order. Absolutely. Luckily, Ashley does like 90% of the cooking. I certainly help out. We taste test, talk about recipes, stuff like that, but I don't do very much cooking anymore. Do you have any plans for new tattoos? Not yet. I'm gonna get another sleeve eventually, but I'm in no rush. Thank you, Ambron. Thanks for cooking. I love cooking because of it. My question is, how did you get into working on pinball machines? Oh, that's a good question. Well, I grew up with a pinball machine in my garage, which my parents acquired from my mom's brother. I was about 9 years old. I booted it up and just kind of fell in love. Over time, I stopped playing pinball because I moved on to other things, video games. when we played Pinball Arcade on Steam, I realized how much I wanted to get back into the pinball hobby. I had this giant gap in my life where I had taken what was my hobby, video games, and made it into my job, being a streamer, so I had no hobby anymore. And I was really feeling like I didn't know what to do with myself when I had any time to myself. You can ask Ashley, all I do is pace and like wonder what to do. So that's why I wanted to get into pinball, and it really is, it's very good mentally for me. FPS Daniel, I'm 29 years old. Tennyson, thanks for keeping it dapper. Good question, Team Kennedy. Do you feel the investment of the 1,000 plus on your camcorder setup is superior over the Logitech C920 webcam? I would say that's one of the last things you want to upgrade on your stream is getting the camcorder capture card setup. Honestly, webcams have amazing quality, unless your stream is already being very profitable and you have money to spend on equipment. No, I don't think it's worth it at all. I think for the bang for the buck, there's so many other things you can improve as far as quality goes that isn't a camcorder capture card setup. The new OBS multi-platform rewrite does have intro rotation support. Nice! Can't wait for it. What is your opinion on Pinball FX purely digital only tables? I haven't played any Pinball FX, to be honest. The best way to improve your webcam quality for cheap, get lots of lights. Yep, lights are good, and then you can go into the driver settings and change like the gain and all that stuff. You can get a webcam looking really crisp with a little tweaking. What is a good first step to eating healthier? For me personally, I'd say cut one thing at a time. Like, don't drink soda anymore. Or like, if you love donuts, say, well, I'm gonna have one donut a week instead of 10. Are you interested in other forms of broadcasting such as radio and TV? I don't think so, I'm Bearar. I really like to have the freedom to create my own content. It's quite a blessing. How do you feel about Hyperpin? Like, for the value, Hyperpin's a really great deal. They're really nice. It definitely isn't the same as a real table, but they're pretty cool. Which res, FPS, and upload speed do you use? I'm streaming in, actually, if you right-click the video card, you can hit video playback stats, and it'll tell you all that stuff. But I use 1600 by 900, 60 frames per second, and generally around 3000 bit rate. Yeah, you know, it's like trying to give up all your junk food at once is like trying to quit smoking cold turkey. It's like, you're probably not going to work out. But if you cut one thing out, like if you drink a 12-pack of soda a week and you say, well, I'm not going to drink soda anymore, it's a lot of calories gone. But really, just like anything else, it takes commitment and willpower to make it happen. LethalFrag, was it hard to learn all the technical needs of running a stream? How do you start learning process? Honestly, I looked at my stream every day and tried to improve something, whether it be video quality, audio quality. It's just kind of a process of constantly tweaking stuff slowly. Here's a good for example. The latest Cooking with Frag video is not the quality I would have liked because my settings weren't right. But, improve it next time. You always got to go back and look at your own content to make sure you're getting what you want. How does your celebratory routine start? Good question. I had a, when I left my last job to start the 2-year live stream challenge back in early 2012, my coworker gave me a a thing to fry an egg to make it look like a gun and a mustache comb. He said, good luck. So I started combing my mustache on the broadcast, saying something, I can't remember what I said then. Anyways, when I grew the beard out for the 2-year live stream challenge, somebody said, hey, you should put food in your beard. So I did, and then it kind of just escalated from there. We went to 2 Cheez-Its, and then we went to finger guns, aviators, top hats. LethalFrag, when you had little views, did you ever think about giving up? No, and I'll tell you why. I wrote out a business plan, and I had saved before doing the 2-year live stream challenge, and I told myself I'm going to give this 100% of everything I got. If I end the 2 years and it's a complete failure, I will at least know that I have tried to do this, and I can move on with my life. So I never thought about giving up. I've certainly had plenty of ruts and very depressing times over my career, but I never thought about giving up because I knew I was going to give it the best that I had. Do you find it difficult to balance your health with a regular stream schedule? Definitely during the 2-year live stream challenge I did. Less so now. I definitely could be in better shape, and I need to be in slightly better shape, but it was really hard in the 2-year live stream challenge. Do you still live at home? Heck yes, I do. Absolutely. How confident are you that Twitch will remain a source of income? As sure as I can be of anything. You always gotta be able to adjust and change. About how long in the 2-year live stream challenge did you realize that this would work as a full-time stream? I didn't. I didn't realize it would actually really work until about mid last year. You notice any differences with Amazon now owning Twitch? No, because I believe the agreement is that Twitch does their own thing and then Amazon cashes the checks. What would you have done if your internet died and you couldn't stream in the middle of the 2-year challenge? There was a redundancy for that because it's not under my control. So I said I'd be here unless I couldn't. So internet outage would have covered that. Then I would have added 1 day to the challenge. You considered using a standing desk during your streams? No, thank you. No, thank you. Crayon sandwich, that's a beautiful question, sir. When will you be taking another vacation, and where will you go? I take 1 vacation per year for 2 weeks in January. I have no idea where I'll be going this year. How much CPU power do you think you need to a smooth stream? There's a lot of different factors in that question. Quad-core i7 is going to be ideal, of course, but if it depends on what you're streaming. I mean, if you want to stream like Battlefield Hardline, you're going to need a killer CPU. But if you just want to stream Flash games or little indie games, not near as much. The best thing you can do is, you know, hit Control-Shift-Escape, look at your processing, and run a preview stream and see where you're at. What are your plans in the regards of the growth of the channel? Do you ever think of expanding from the usual Twitch or YouTube? Possible sponsorships? Honestly, I don't want any sponsorships right now. Not to say that there's not a sponsorship out there for me. I'm not pursuing anything. And regarding the growth of the channel, I'm really just concerned about the quality and growth of the content, not the channel itself. Whatever growth happens, happens, but I'm trying to improve the quality and of the segments and content. Siglimic, what's up, sir? Do your viewers ever get overly negative to the point where it's unfun to stream? You make a change to your chat or your content to fix this. It's a tough one, man. I've certainly had points in my streaming career where I felt exactly that, and I didn't know what to do. The only advice I can give you is that it comes from within. You have to make the decision to enjoy yourself, regardless of what people are telling you. It's tough and not something you can do every day, because depending on the day, you could be in a great mood or a bad mood, but there's a happy balance in there somewhere. Agente, did the Patreon enable you to make some more liberty content-wise, since you do not depend solely on Twitch, Amazon? What the Patreon did for me is it made me take my content to the next level. I've always had all these ideas rolling around in my head saying, oh, I want to do cooking with Frag, I want to do cosplays, I want to do fun stuff for the stream, but I was never able to commit, and the Patreon created that bridge for me. It has nothing to do with the monetary gains of Patreon. It's all about, it's a bridge for me to try new things with my content. I would say, especially last year, I felt like I was in a bit of rut with my content. It's very hard to get motivation to do those things. It made me responsible for my content. So, if I say I'm going to do something, I have to do it, right? Doing a cosplay and playing a different character for 5 hours is 100% out of my comfort zone. But it allowed me to put it there and say, hey, I'm going to do this. It's going to happen. I have to make it happen. Team Kennedy, have you ever thought of doing more on YouTube in addition to streaming content? Set up videos, vlogs, tutorials? Sure. But realistically, I'm working 50 to 60 hours a week right now in a relationship, and I'm a father. So, taking it slow. Would you say that if the Amazon issue never occurred, you wouldn't have made the jump yet? Absolutely, MTXD. Absolutely. It was a very negative situation that turned into something very positive. How many trips did it take you to attach YouTube to get your sleeve where it's at? 45 hours of sitting. You're the only streamer I've seen that in 3 years doesn't advertise a nation. It's borderline crazy. It's working for me. Would you ever consider doing a short video tutorial with information for people looking to get into streaming content? Yes, absolutely. That's actually the kind of tutorials I'd like to do. I don't really have fun playing shooters like that, Rebellion. It's not silly for me. I take shooters very seriously. I'm a lot more comfortable doing the cosplay now. There was something I would have liked to have seen in the stream of the Frag, but I can't remember it. Well, if you see it, let me know. Do you think it's possible to have a decent watchable stream on a 2.5 megabyte upload speed? Absolutely, man. You can definitely work with 2.5. A lot of people do it in under 1. It's tough, but look at it this way. 2.5 upload equals 2500 bit rate. Now you have to take into account fluctuations and audio transcoding as well. So you're looking at about an 1800 to 2000 bit rate if your connection's stable. You can certainly work with that. What will you be cooking on the next Cooking with Frag? I'm not sure yet because the vote is still out on the Patreon for what we'll be cooking. Do you see yourself trying Overwatch when it comes out or in beta? I don't even know what that is. Where did you buy your green screen bottle? On Amazon, sir. Contigo. What is the next big step on your career as a live streamer? There are no big steps, to be honest. It's all little steps. Just trying to improve things a little bit at a time. Do you believe a webcam is necessary to start out? I don't know, to be honest. Maybe you have a smooth as gold voice. I don't know. For me personally, I like to see a webcam when I stream. That's just my personal preference. Plenty of people do it just fine without one. What is one of your most memorable moments streaming? I gotta say, becoming the Bashi for the first time was pretty mint. It happened on Christmas morning, the first year of the 2 live stream challenge. You can do audio only for that, Batman Reviews. It's not enough. That's a big-ass spider. How you doing? How long have you been growing your beard? About 3 years now. There are no hard set rules for how to run a live stream. There's no best or worst way to do it. The webcam seemed needed 2 years ago, now not so much. Stuff changes, man. Stuff changes. Frag, do you think there's going to be a breaking point where all the notifications, the distractions, and all of the telethon-style content destroys viewership? Hell if I know, man. I'll be perfectly frank with you. I don't care how other people run their channel. It's none of my goddamn business. However you want to run your channel is great. I wish all people success, and I can truly say that I mean that. However you choose to run your channel, whatever you choose to do, I wish you success. For me personally, I feel that all the pop-ups and other stuff going on is not a positive thing for my content, and that's why I don't do it. Whatever you do, your choice, your channel, your time, your dime. Will you continue the Christmas tradition of becoming the Bashi? Absolutely. Every year will become the Bashi. If Afterbirth fixes the difficulty grumbles we share about Rebirth, do you think Isaac has a chance to turn back around as a staple of the stream? I'm gonna say no. I still enjoy playing Isaac, but as a staple, I don't think so. Remember once you said your pet peeves when people speak opinions of their facts. You ever catch yourself doing this? Yeah, sure I do. Sure I do. I try to catch myself. I want to become a chef. Any advice? Start cooking and never stop, sir. LethalFrag, why don't you enjoy music during your stream, they may ask. Frankly, well, copyright issue is a big one, but look at it this way, all right? I could play heavy metal on the stream, right? And then all the metalheads would say, yes, this is the best ever. Rock on. There'd be just as many people who'd leave the channel because they don't like heavy metal. Same thing with country, rap, electronic music. No matter what you play, it creates a divide. There's people that love that music, there's people that hate that music. There's certainly a few neutral soundtracks like FTL that are great background noise for a stream, but you don't play copyrighted music because you can get in trouble for that, and it creates a divide. That's my opinion. LethalFrag, you consider yourself a hermit? Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. There's also a creative divide between the people that want music and people that don't. That's correct. There's no good workaround. Frankly, the way I've always seen it is that if somebody really wants to listen to music, they can put on their own music. Now, to add to that, there's also plenty of people that play music on their stream that have very successful and entertaining streams. Once again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. That's just why I don't. Okay, Mojo Gobo, as a new fan of your stream and as a non-native speaker, could you explain "Welcome to Dapper" to me? Google cannot help me out. Okay, Dapper means like neat, trim, well-dressed. Basically, what Dapper means in my channel is being nice and friendly to each other, creating a positive experience for the people around you. that's what we call our community, is the Dapper. So if you're being friendly, you're being nice, and you're giving out positive vibes, you are part of the Dapper. Is your subscriber count stable, meaning you never drop or go high? I don't know, Deli. I don't look. I just create content. That's the gosh honest truth. I don't stress about my sub count. I don't look at my ad revenue. I just create content and roll with the flow. I can tell you when I did look at my sub count, it looks like this. That's what it looks like. And when you're down here, you're like, oh my god, I'm failing, everything's terrible. You're up here, everything's awesome. The fact is, it's all ups and downs. It's all a roller coaster. In fact, there's no good reason why sub counts go up or down, or ad revenue goes up and down, or people come and go, or you have 500 viewers one day and 3,000 the next. All you can do is put on the best show that you can, and it works out or it doesn't. What exactly do you do when you take a break? I usually walk upstairs, look out a window, make a cup of coffee, stretch out a bit. I saw your video with ImageAP quite some time back. I've always wanted to do art, and I know you just have to do it. But I keep getting down on myself, and I find it hard to keep at it. You have any advice? The harsh reality of being self-employed or pursuing something for yourself is you have to be incredibly disciplined with yourself. If I wake up and I don't do my work, it doesn't get done. The same thing goes if you want to do anything for yourself. It takes a lot of commitment. It's very easy to get down on yourself, get in a rut, but best thing I can say is write yourself to-do list, write yourself goals. Set goals for yourself and start working towards something. If you don't have clearly established goals, it can be incredibly hard to keep trying stuff. Just because you set a goal up here doesn't mean you're going to reach your goal. But if you go, you know, a couple weeks and you realize you're right here, maybe set your goal right here. You just got to keep adjusting. My best advice. What did you do before streaming full-time? I worked in kitchens for the better part of 7 years. What do you think of all those Canadians buying milk at Costco? It's crazy, man. I swear, man. I saw this lady. She had 40 gallons of milk in her cart. You know, God bless them. That's all I got to say. Control Dogma. I don't look at my viewer count, so therefore that's never a consideration when choosing games. Is there a reason why all your long cats have names starting with R? Well, my first ferret was Rosie, and then I thought Roxy was a cute name for a second ferret, and then Rosie passed, and then I got another one, so I figured why not roll with it, you know? As a matter of opinion, to be successful and deliver good content, do you think streaming as a secondary activity along with studies or work is manageable? Would you recommend going full-time on it for best results? I would honestly never put all your eggs in one basket. I mean, yes, that's what I did with the 2-year live stream challenge, but there's nothing wrong with streaming part-time, and it could turn into supplementary income for you, or anything else. It's a huge risk to go full-time content production. Have you ever been offered a sponsorship that you could not accept? Yeah. Probably about 30 of them. I'm very particular about sponsorships. I have to be 100% behind the product or service that I'm recommending. I have turned down sponsorships left and right. I gotta be 100% sure I'm not doing it. We might pull a lightly contentious question for it. If you not look at viewer counts and understand the roller coaster nature, why'd you pull the plug on Dragon? Great question, Mightanthrope. I do have other people that look at that for me, and the viewer counts mentioned all the time, but I talked with Ashley about it and kind of like what was going on. Chat was very slow as well. So when you're looking at a huge project like that, it's a little bit different. So like you guys see, I had another 80 to 100 hours left in that game to complete it. So I had to look at it executively and as a business decision there. I talked with Ashley about it, and we came to a consensus. Now, if we're talking about playing one game a night, I don't ever look. But that'd be the exception to the rule, where if I'm going to invest a month plus of content, I do have to look at it that way. Thank you, Prophet. I hope that makes sense. I use a Logitech G710 Plus, Uncle Shelby. If you're ever wondering about my gear, you can do exclam EQ in the chat. If you're not a sub, you can do it while the chat's offline, or go to the FAQ, and my gear list is in there. I can safely say that stopping looking at my viewer count and sub numbers was the best thing I ever did mentally for myself as a content producer. It really empowered me to be self-regulating on my content. More consistent, better. Is there a way to suggest a game to play, or what method do you use? Yes, let's go over this real quick. You can do exclam suggest at any time. It's also in the FAQ. But you can use that link to suggest a game. The top most suggested game of each month gets played. The top 3 that are not the winning game get half their votes carried over. Anybody can suggest a game. You can suggest multiple games, just please don't suggest the same one more than once. When you on pinball again? Tomorrow, sir. Every Sunday is pinball. And pinball is every Sunday. Do you know Slogan put your name on the credits? I didn't know that, Gliskanov. That's cool, though. We really pushed the community here, not just me, pushed to get that game greenlit. Big time. Haven't seen an Appletini. Is there a minimum number of hours a week you suggest to stream to a new streamer? I don't know, man. It's really, that's a tough question. Whatever you're comfortable doing. There's definitely such a thing as oversaturation of content, and I've been there myself. Frankly, if you're going to stream 14, 16 hours a day, you're going to burn out eventually in a big way. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, but mine's a little unique situation. I used to do those big hours and stuff like that, but now I'm pretty set on my 6-7 hours a night and doing 2 to 3 hours of work off stream. So my situation's kind of unique. Hard for me to answer that. Zlenny, how does GameFan Shop get their game codes, and how are they able to offer their discounts? They are verified through the companies. If you go to their webpage, you can see who they're verified with. So they have deals with the different content producers like Ubisoft, EA, so on and so forth. My understanding is they strike out deals with the people, the devs making the games, rather than buying offshore keys. What is the dumbest thing you've seen your ferrets do that you can admit to? Roxy has been stuck in the garbage can like 4 times. We have one of those tall boy garbage cans, and she loves jumping in there, man. How long did it take to get the sub button? Okay, let me say the circumstances that I got my sub button are much different than how they give them out now. I got a beta sub button because one of the staff noticed my 2-year live stream challenge and decided to take a chance on me. So I got very lucky and got a really great opportunity by Twitch back when there was not very many sub buttons at all. Have a good one, Billy. Are there any hobbies you used to be into don't have time for anymore? Playing video games. I still enjoy playing video games, my job now. Do you ever consider having a streaming team? Honestly, no. I was part of a team a long time ago. It was a very good experience, but it's not for me anymore. The game ever brought you to tears? God, Ori almost, man. Ori almost did. You'll Nasty, I answered that question in detail earlier. It's a special situation where I discussed it with my very inner circle because I needed feedback on whether it was worth investing another 80 to 100 hours in. Very different than playing just a game. Are you happy with your life? If not, will you change? Yes, I'm very happy with my life. I am very blessed. Very blessed. I work very hard, but I get to do something I love every day, and I'm surrounded by people that support me. I could not ask for any more. What was the last game that you live stream channel? I'm not sure, to be honest. Truthfully, my wardrobe consists of about 25 t-shirts, 4 pairs of sweatpants, 4 pairs of pajama pants, and 2 pairs of jeans. That's the truth. You ever consider going back to college for another degree? No, I don't find that, no. I'm very happy that I went to culinary school and it helped me get my foot in the door for a cooking career, but, nah. Maybe later in life I might learn another language or something, that's it. I don't think I need to go back to school to do that. What kind of grades did you get when you were in school? Good question. Pretty mediocre. C's, mostly. I had a hard time applying myself. I was homeschooled up to grade 7, and when I entered real school, I found that the work was very boring for me, and I kind of just didn't do it. I basically did just enough to slide by. How do you always manage to seem so upbeat and positive? With a lot of willpower, man. Being positive is a choice for me. I don't always feel positive. In fact, I got 2 hours of sleep last night, but I make the choice to be happy and positive because I'm here to entertain and provide good feels. Team Kennedy, there is always room for improvement. There is never not room for improvement. The second you become complacent with content, you're hosed. Probably it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I just had a hard time committing to school. I didn't see the practical application. Like, you get into like math. It's like, am I ever going to use this? No. Why do I want to learn it? I don't. Not to say that math's not important. Math's cool. Yeah, Sarcom, we got quite a few emote ideas. Give it a couple months, we'll have some pretty exciting stuff happening. What's up, Hazard? Good to see you, sir. What game you spent the most time on? What is the second most? The first most game I spent the most time on is the Binding of Isaac original at around 1,800 hours. Second most is Faster Than Light at around 1,300 now. Third most is Super Meat Boy at around 600. Would you say you were always very disciplined or develop with time? I've always been disciplined in some ways, but not disciplined in others. Example, I was always willing to put time into my content and do stuff like network and put in massive hours, but I was not disciplined in being organized. That's a discipline in itself. The second I made the dive to being self-employed, I was extremely disciplined in making sure that I was doing work. But as they say, work smarter, not harder. And a lot of times in my career, I was working harder rather than smarter. Mad Ones, I've never owned Logitech G602. Oh, wait, hold on. Yes, I am. My bad. I thought you were talking about headsets. Honestly, the batteries changed. I've owned this mouse for over a year now. Changed the batteries twice. Yep, I read chat every night, Bread Effect. Anything you think your stream lag you can improve on? I'm working on it right now. I'm getting organized. We're uploading everything to YouTube. We're organizing all the content. We are... What I'm trying to improve on this year is getting organized and making sure all the content is segmented out properly. It's a big improvement for me. I don't listen to any music off stream, Waffleizer, believe it or not. Oh man, you guys just fed so hard. Oh, we were doing so well, guys. We were doing so well, and then you fed. Why did you feed? Oh, you guys fed so hard. Do you engage in beard hygiene? If so, what kinds? I shower regularly. I clean my face. The biggest part about having a beard is making sure when you're cleaning your face with soap, you get all the way up in there, right to the skin. Make sure that you're getting everything clean. That's the most important part of having a beard. You ever had a psychedelic experience? I had a wild childhood, man. I was a wild kid when I was a teen. I have done my share of everything, trust me. I saw you make pancakes tonight. Do you do that often? If you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/LethalFrag, there's over... I think there's 37 cooking episodes now. 4 of them since I rebooted this series. There's also 3 seasons of cooking shows there. All cooking content, pinball repairs, full broadcast, highlights, reviews, so on and so forth. Go over there if you want to find them. Do you have a preferred genre of games? You know, honestly, what makes a good stream game for me is a game that has 1, a good soundtrack, 2, fun gameplay, and 3, allows me to read chat. Those are like, this is a trifecta for a streaming game. Like, FTL fits that perfectly. My voice is different mostly because of equipment. Favorite video game, OST, definitely FTL. What's your favorite way to chill off stream? Tinkering in my pinball machine. Definitely. I like Global Knives myself, Baronic Man. Nothing against Woostab, but they're a little more hilt heavy. Communication with chat's very important for me. I almost never, ever, ever play games in full screen. It's almost always have a windowed game and then the chat right next to it, so I can read the chat. Honestly, I don't know, Sammy the Dog. I will say people will probably be mean about it if you do have a lisp, but it doesn't mean you can't put on great content. I see that you added the video archive link under the stream. So is that what you're talking about when you said getting content sorted? That's one of the ways content is sorted. That is the way to find any old broadcasts that you want to. But if you go over to the YouTube channel, you'll see all the playlists and other things that are happening there to categorize and archive the content. It's a lot more than just uploading full broadcasts to YouTube. That's actually the smallest part of it. In terms to your $100 chef knife, how big of a difference is there between that knife and some normal store-brand tinnish knife? Honestly, if you steal your knife and take care of it, not too much. The only time you want to really spend a lot of money on a knife is if you're going to be using it a lot. In general, more expensive knives hold their sharpness longer, but you can sharpen a cheap knife just as easily as you can an expensive knife. Just may not stay sharp as long. Palomino actually finished Ori tonight. The first 2 episodes are up on YouTube, and the 3rd one will be uploaded after tonight. Hey there! How you doing, girl? Hey, girl. Do you have a long-term goal right now for your streamers in general for the next 5 years? Honestly, right now, I want to put on the best content I can. I'm really pushing my creativity and my boundaries by doing cosplays and things like that. So I just want to keep pushing my boundaries, find new ways to improve the content. That's always going to be my goal. 5 years from now, I have no idea where I'm going to be at, nor do I want to think about that. I just want to think about the next month, or this month. Taking it 1 month at a time. Put it that way. I couldn't tell you, Brett. In fact, I'm getting a new chair in a couple weeks, though. Have a good one, Magi. How'd you like Ori? I purchased it. It's a game of the year for me so far. Oh, yeah. Get that spider, Ruby. Nice. Sniff it. Oh, come on. You lost it already? Come on, Ruby. Man, you're dumb. Man, you are dumb. You had it. There you go. Eat it. Ah, she didn't eat it. Do you see yourself as an American streamer with an international audience or an international streamer who happen to be American? I don't think content has any boundaries as far as where people watch from. I don't care where you watch from. You can watch from America, Europe, Asia, Australia. Doesn't matter to me. If you're here watching, I appreciate it. Ah, spider's fine. I think it's a mistake to put people in boxes like that and say, oh, well, I have more of a European audience. No, I have the audience that I have, and I really appreciate it. Lysaid, what happened to the hookah? Oh my goodness. I hope that's a joke question. If so, it's pretty funny. If not... I used to smoke an e-cig on stream. I don't anymore. Because questions like that, which thank you. I've been watching this like day 100. How much do you enjoy this now compared to back then? Good question. I enjoy doing it more now because I have true freedom in my content, and I am supported now, so I don't have to worry about the day-to-day fluctuations. Content production is more rewarding now than it ever has been, especially since starting back up the series like Cooking with Frag and Cosplay. I am really invigorated about my content right now. Do you enjoy any reading? I have read approximately 3 million lines of chat since I become a streamer. I just don't enjoy reading books anymore because of that. Do you plan to make Darkest Dungeon part of your rotation game that's finished? I don't know. We gotta wait till it's finished and see how it is. Could be a completely different game for all we know. It's probably a good thing Irish Trucking, electronic cigarettes, like, lots of people just, like, view them as, oh, well, it's safe, so I can smoke them anywhere. Everybody's kind of catching on. That's not necessarily the case. I think it's definitely a proper thing to do. Would you say your earlier streaming days like a 2-year challenge were more exciting, though? Absolutely not, to be honest. They are way more stressful. There's certainly exciting, exciting moments, but, I'm more excited about my content now than I was then. I was excited about trying to make it a career then, but as far as content goes, right now is the bee's knees. How many viewers do you have to start first 10 days month? Okay, so when I started the 2-year live stream challenge, I was averaging about 15 concurrent viewers per night. Team Kennedy, I wish all people success, and that's all I can say about other people's content. I hope everybody does well, but I just focus on my own thing. I legit don't have opinions on other people's content because it's not for me to judge. Like, for real, if people are taking time out of their day to broadcast their own unique content, who am I to say if it's good or bad? Can you eat food? Properly eat food with chopsticks? Yes, I can. Very much so. I'm good with chopsticks. Have you ever visited Europe? No, I have not. Maybe one day. This is the FTL soundtrack, Chaotic Intake by Ben Prunty. He also just released a new soundtrack for a game he's working on. My opinion, Ben Prunty's awesome. Give him all the monies for all his music. He's an amazing, amazing, amazing composer. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for me today. Thank you, everyone, for the awesome questions. That's actually a really successful and great AMA. Lots of great questions tonight. Really, really appreciate it. Would you say the hardware upgrade most beneficial to stream? CPU. Absolutely, CPU is #1. Thank you, everyone. You all are wonderful and lovely. Thank you for taking time in your day to watch. Thank you all for your great questions. Cannot wait to come back and do it again tomorrow. 7 p.m. Pacific, we'll be loading up Star Trek Next Generation Pinball. Can't friggin' wait. That's all I got. Frag out. Love everybody. Thank you. Thank you again for watching. Look forward to doing it again tomorrow, as always.